Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and Druids across our beloved empire. Better late than never. It's been quite busy around. Mobile Gamer got busy, I got busy. But you know what? We're going to make it happen because you guys kept asking for it. Where is the Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 6 review? I mean, Episode 7 was amazing, right? We saw Satine, we saw Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan train. No, I'm joking. There's no Episode 7, but that would have been interesting to see. Nonetheless, we want to share our thoughts on Episode 6 and in general, the overall opinion we have on the show. And since we're kind of a week past it, I guess we can just skip spoilers, just skip the non-spoilers, just get straight to spoilers. Mobile Gamer, what would you, I always ask you, what's your rating on the episode? What would you rate Kenobi as the entire product now?
I would say like a 4.
That's kind of where I am too. I think.
Yeah, here's the thing. I enjoyed watching it. How inclined am I to watch it again? Not so much. I think I'll watch it at least one more time, but I don't think this is going to be like Mandalorian where I watch it over and over again.
There was a lot of amazing moments in episode 6. Like things like finally we're seeing what I kind of came to Kenobi to see. The Darth Vader Obi-Wan showdown here. Oh, honestly, that might be.
Definitely had some moments that really did it for me without it. I mean, the episode, but then there's other moments like what's going on, you know, like I still have questions about Riva and like her character and her character arc and, you know, things like that, of course.
Yeah, we can go through all this stuff in a moment here, but yeah, I will admit, maybe it's corny of me because for me, 2005 Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith was like the movie I grew up with. And like, that's what it's going to stick in my head. Maybe for you, it's a different movie. Yeah, and it's like, I actually teared up a little bit the first time when Kenobi unmasks Vader. It's like, oh man, all those emotions I remember as a children seeing them fight just kind of surfaced a little bit. So, but overall, I do agree. I feel like the show's a 4. I don't know if it's going to be like Mandalorian-esque where I've watched Mandalorian season 1 and 2 at least 3 times over minimum. I love it. My family, my non-Star Wars friends and family, they love the show. But for Obi-Wan Kenobi, didn't really pull in many of my Star Wars fans in my circle and my non-Star Wars fans. Like my father would always watch Mandalorian when it come out. Every new episode, him and my sister would watch it together. Kenobi, they kind of dropped off pretty early on that one here. So for me personally, if I was going to rewatch Kenobi down there, I feel like I would only watch half of the episodes. Maybe 1, 2, 3, and then I'd maybe 1 and 2, 4, and then 5 and 6 or something like that. Because I feel like there's just too much redundancy. Leia escapes, they get Leia again. Leia escapes, they get Leia again. A little too much of that, but there.
I mean, the Vader scene against Riva was amazing, and then I largely the whole Kenobi, you know, coming from his, you know, he had a story arc. You know, he was like, he was beaten down and depressed and defeated, and for him to fight back and do well was amazing, and it was very entertaining to watch. You know, finally Kenobi just rock. You know what I mean? Like. Just, you know, the whole stance with the fingers and you know, he always did. And then the whole scene where, you know, he like he did with Maul, he changed up his style and he switched. He went to left-handed, right? Yeah. He went left-handed, and then, you know, the T-pose, which is very much like Jesus Christ. I actually kind of giggled a little bit.
Yeah.
The Rock, I was like, whoa, they really are just playing it up, like, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is.
You know, big missed opportunity. This is probably why I can't give it a 5. Vader had the high ground, and I was waiting for him to say, when he threw Kenobi in the pit, I was waiting for him to say,
over Kenobi, I have the high ground.
I thought that. I was like, oh man, are they going to do that? But I'll take the hello there at the end as for the cheese, right? You know what I mean?
They finally said hello there.
Hello there.
Yeah, I was waiting for that moment with Vader to say that. Maybe that would have been too corny, but I think that would have been pretty hilarious because you always see those memes over the years where Vader has the high ground. He's like, I have the high ground now, you know, or something like that. But but yes, I think this is the most powerful we've ever seen Kenobi in a TV in live action. I mean, he's done some stuff in the Clone Wars. Even in the Clone Wars, I feel like in terms of the power that Kenobi had with the Force, from going from a hermit back to connected to the Force, I feel like this is the most powerful we've ever seen. And there's
because he never really was like this. No, and you know, and Anakin was always just way stronger and did more things than, and so it was kind of nice to see him fight back when he had to, right?
Yeah. In a weird way too with this episode. I don't know about you, but like when I saw Vader get his butt kicked I kind of felt like watching it as if my dad was getting beaten up by someone. You know what I mean? I don't know how to put it. Like, you always think, oh, my dad's the toughest out there, and then all of a sudden he's getting his butt kicked on the schoolyard or something. I don't know. It was really weird. I mean, again, I understand. I'm not mad at it. It was a weird emotion seeing Vader, a character that's menacing, one of the most iconic villains of all time, he got spanked. Like, that's probably one of those things he hopes no one ever finds out about. Like, it's just a secret between him and Kenobi, because it was kind of embarrassing just seeing Vader get absolutely wrecked. And again, it makes sense. I understand. I think.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You said you liked when the mask came up. I was immediately thinking, it's like, wait a minute, I've already seen this before.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wait, didn't this happen with Ahsoka in the Rebel show? Did that bother? It kind of took it. I feel like there's always those little moments like that throw me off, like a little bit. Like, you know how like he said goodbye, Darth, and then it's like, oh wait, that's what he was in A New Hope, like where he says Darth, and everybody wondered why he did that in the very first movie, things like that.
Yeah, I knew right away that I've seen it before. Ahsoka Tano, she gets her confirmation that Vader's Anakin when they were fighting at that Sith temple. So I already kind of, I knew that. Ahsoka got the other side of the mask. So Kenobi, I think he got the left or the right. I can't remember. Ahsoka got the other side. And it's like, oh, okay. So two of Kenobi's closest friends, Obi-Wan and Ahsoka, outside of Padme obviously being a different type of friend, they both found out that they saw Anakin's true face underneath the mask. So I thought maybe, are they using it too much? Maybe, but I wasn't really bothered by it. I think I enjoyed it more when I thought that Ahsoka got the other side. So it didn't bother me as much, but I can definitely understand someone saying that maybe it's being used a little too much. They could have done something more creative, like maybe Obi-Wan beats Vader, then he unmasks him himself or something like that.
I'm gonna tell you the voice change between Hayden Christensen and James Earl Jones, like how it's kind of like going too. It's giving me chills right now.
I'm thinking about it right now. Anakin is gone. Yeah.
Anakin's gone.
Oh.
Yeah. I am what remains. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then also with the change from the blue to the red light.
You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did. The same way I will destroy you.
Like when Anakin's talking, sort of, you have the blue light, and then when Vader says Anakin's gone, it just like turns the red. So it's like, it's just like this kind of back and forth conversation. Maybe I'm looking too much into the symbolism of the light and the dialogue going on there, but it's like this felt like Star Wars to me. That fighting scene between them, man, it just I had a lot of like I said I'm not going to rewatch Kenobi, but I did rewatch that fight scene like 4 times. I watched it once by myself, once with my lady, the Star Destroyer. My siblings came over. I kind of skipped most of the episode, but I came for the fight again. I enjoy the fight. I think when it comes to lightsaber fighting, and I feel like that might be one of the most memorable lightsaber fights out there. Not as good as Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan versus Anakin, but I maybe easily top 5 lightsaber fights that we've seen in Star Wars.
It definitely did it for me. That's for sure. As a Star Wars fan,
yeah. So we can gush on and on about it. I want to spend most of my time on that because I did feel some emotions. I felt like my childhood kind of being brought back up when Anakin got unmasked by Kenobi. The fighting was great. Let's talk about the other stuff because we can go on and on about this stuff.
We're both Star Wars fanboys.
Yeah, this is what we want. We don't want to hate or complain. It's
But there were so many weird things, about Riva. Why doesn't he kill him? Why doesn't he finish him off? All that stuff always is. Don't think, just watch the show. And Riva. I mean, the whole episode I think was titled Justice, and she says why. When she has talking to Owen, and she's saying why are you here? And she's like Justice. It's like, what does that even mean? I feel like it like there is a logical explanation, but it's hard to explain.
My guess is she connected the dots that Luke was related to Anakin. That's my guess. And she thought she was probably maybe taking the eye for an eye approach of justice, where, all right, you killed my friends, I'm gonna kill your kid. It is weird because maybe I think she would be satisfied. I don't think Vader would really care. He'd even know that Luke was his son at that time. So I was a little thrown off by that. Like, I'm not sure what justice she's seeking, unless she's trying to get justice up against Kenobi, but I don't. It's a little weird. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, and then. And not only did I not really understand it, I don't know if I even cared, which is even worse. I was just like, Riva's story arc. I don't feel like she's that charismatic. And most of her episodes, she was just screaming, and she had like two emotions, angry and angrier.
She'd be a good YouTuber, right?
Oh yeah, I know, right?
Just
yeah. Anyway, it was just like, if she's gonna go full hero, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know that like, I feel like there are villains that I really like embrace and want to see change their course, and like I'm excited for about it, like Killmonger in Black Panther, things like that. Or I just don't feel like she's like charismatic like that at all.
Yeah, I will say this. We talked this. I wasn't crazy about the character when it first came out because it took a while to understand what's her deal. At the very end, I at least felt more and like, all right, okay, she's got more of a character going on. I can kind of see her. You could see her past a bit more, and she's got a redemption. So it wasn't linear going into the very end. It was predictable. I told you thought they were gonna kill her off, and they almost did. And
Still,
I knew right away they were gonna keep her alive. Yeah.
So they've hinted that they're gonna have an entire series about her. Are you ready to watch that?
I'm gonna watch it because it's Star Wars. But just because it's Star Wars doesn't mean I'm gonna embrace it immediately. They need to sell me a really good story about her, because I'm guessing it's gonna be maybe Rilla and Kenobi are gonna meet up in a season 2 of Kenobi. Kathleen Kennedy has already said that they're gonna gauge interest for a season 2, which basically means they're gonna do a season 2. I think so. I feel like although the show was titled Kenobi, I do feel like about 30 or 40% of the show's importance was dedicated to giving Rilla a platform. And we've kind of seen this in the past, like Boba Fett, for example. Mandalorian was kind of used as a platform to lead into Boba Fett's own show. Okay. But we do have background experience on Boba Fett, so that's maybe why we were accepting of it. Rilla, we didn't have anything to ride on here. I'm curious to see where they're going to take her. I'm not saying I'm eager to see it, but they could definitely make it something interesting. I just don't know what it's going to be.
So the difference between the Mandalorian and the Kenobi show is that I feel like the writers and the producers of the show have like a big obstacle to make Kenobi show interesting.
Yeah.
Because the audience already knows what happens.
Yeah.
They can't kill off Luke. They can't kill off Leia. They can't kill off Kenobi. They can't kill off Darth Vader because we already know what happens, right?
Exactly,
So really where their opportunity there with new characters was only in Rilla. And I think they did what they could with it, but it just, I don't know if it fell flat for me. Where Mandalorian is all
you don't know what's going to happen.
All open seas, man. Anything can happen, and I'm going to be excited about it.
Yeah, so one of the complaints that people had about that Vader Kenobi fight in regards to, it's like, oh, why didn't he kill Vader? It is kind of obvious that, and probably if there was no sequel movie showing up for New Hope, probably any person would finish it right there and then instead of letting him go again. It's kind of like we saw the problem with Rilla being let go, not killed by Vader, which is very uncharacteristic of Vader. I'm not saying this is uncharacteristic of Kenobi because he did spare him once on Mustafar, but Kenobi should have known that he's not going to die here. But the thing is, you can't kill off Darth Vader because, well, he's going to be in 3 more movies in the future.
So it kind of makes sense to me now, and I've just popped into me. Maybe that's what they were trying to do with killing off the Inquisitor early. Like, they make you kind of say, oh, okay, yeah, I'm a diehard Star Wars fan, but maybe this is going in a different direction. Maybe this is the multiverse of Star Wars. Where they
I don't think they're going to do that, yeah.
No, I know, but it's like maybe that was the intent, was to kind of throw us off a little bit. But I don't know if it's successful because then they just brought it back.
I think the Grand Inquisitor was there because the Grand Inquisitor position is super close to Darth Vader. And they needed to kill the person off to give it to Rilla for a few seconds. So I think that's all. I don't think Grand Inquisitor honestly had much of a role, although I did love his hello, goodbye. That's all I liked about the Grand Inquisitor. He didn't really do much in the show. He was there really just to give Rilla an open position to fill in. They set up so she can get close to Vader. Yeah.
Yeah. We also set up if they're going to do a Rilla show, Grand Inquisitor can be the one that's chasing her down the most.
Yeah, I mean, they could very well make a Reva show where it takes place many years later, like maybe during the Mandalorian period, like she's helping rebuild the Jedi Order or something like that. It doesn't have to be during the pre-New Hope era. I would suspect they would, seeing that she's a young actress, unless they wait many more years. Again, I'm not sure where the story is going to lead off to. It's either going to be pre-New Hope, or maybe it could be during the Resistance era, or maybe even post-Resistance era. Maybe or with Rey. There's a lot of unknowns. It's a brand new character. It's kind of hard to make predictions. Like Boba Fett, we always made predictions. Okay, he might be still alive in the Sarlacc pit, so we can kind of make some fair predictions about that before going into Mandalorian Book of Boba Fett. Otherwise, yeah.
Don't you get excited when that Ahsoka might be in this episode?
Yeah.
Don't you get excited about it?
Yeah.
I do. I don't think I'm ever going to feel that way about Reva. Not the current state, not right now.
I mean, here, to be fair, Ahsoka was not a well-liked character in the first 2 seasons of the Clone Wars. She was bratty, annoying, and she became a fan favorite character over time. Like, there's actually a great video out there. Someone's basically kind of going over this character arc of Ahsoka. How she wasn't really well received when she came out, but now she's like a fan favorite. So Reva could definitely go through that type of thing too. But Ahsoka, to be fair, she had 7 seasons of the Clone Wars and Rebels for us to grow to like her. Reva only had a few episodes.
She was insane in Mandalorian, right?
Yeah, she was pretty nuts, and she's getting her own show too, which is I think they just started filming that, if I'm correct. Staying on topic before we close off this video. First thing I want to say before we get to the Qui-Gon bit, I gotta say those huts, those little houses in Tatooine, like Luke's house, it looks so small on the outside. Dang, that thing is pretty big, and there's so much natural light on the inside. Did you think this is something? I mean, I'm very invested in like the housing market, my family. I've done whatever the case might be. It's like you look at this hut, it's like, oh, it looks so tiny. They go in, you have all this beautiful natural light, big open space. Like, wow, these places are actually pretty.
It did cross my mind.
Yeah, that's just a really random point. It's like, man, this actually doesn't look like a bad place to hang out. But anyways, the big Coleman. Oh, sorry. Go for it.
I'm thinking, is where are those stairs going to, and why does it have to be that way? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
about
it's kind of like a clown car where it looks small, but somehow it fits so many clowns inside. That's probably the best way I can put it. All right, but Qui-Gon, this is the thing we were expecting when we saw Kenobi's. How did he reconnect with Qui-Gon? How did he learn how to kind of become a Force entity and live in the afterlife? I was expecting it to be a little bit early. Again, when we heard Kenobi, I wasn't expecting the first 4 episodes to be this broken Kenobi doesn't want to do anything. I was actually expecting to kind of go right into it with these lessons between Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. So it was great seeing Liam Neeson back in the Star Wars, part number 1. Part number 2, I think it really opens up the fact that there's going to be a season 2, and that might be where we see Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon start doing lessons with each other. Do you think they're going to really do much of that?
I mean, I thought that was a pleasant. I mean, you're right. I was expecting it earlier, but I was definitely thrilled to see that for sure. I mean, just because it's so nostalgic, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like we were kind of robbed of Qui-Gon, because he was dead, in Phantom Menace, and they had one movie with him.
Didn't they announce that there's going to be some Star Wars show that Liam Neeson's going to be voicing? Oh, I have to double check.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. Liam Neeson is back as Qui-Gon Jinn in a new Star Wars show called Tales of the Jedi. So it's apparently an animated show, an anthology series focusing on Count Dooku and Ahsoka. So I guess he's getting more involved in Star Wars again. So could be a chance that maybe we're going to see a season 2 and see more of Force Ghost Qui-Gon teaching Obi-Wan the ways of becoming a Force entity. So it's just a random thought, like what could season 2 be? I don't think, here's my hope, if there is going to be a season 2, based off what I'm seeing with Vader kind of being told, it's kind of actually funny seeing Palpatine kind of act like he's a friend. It's like, hey bro, what's wrong? And he's like, maybe you should forget about Obi-Wan. And Vader's like, yeah, we'll forget about Obi-Wan. So based off that, I don't think we're going to see Kenobi and Obi-Wan fight ever again until A New Hope, and I hope that they don't fight again.
Wasn't in a lot of the Legends material that is no longer canon, wasn't Palpatine just actually truly ruthless against Darth Vader? And
I remember he beat up Darth Vader at some point, basically, kind of like as a punishment. He's just kind of, he's like, what's on your mind, Darth Vader? He seems actually kind of like a chill friend, which is kind of funny. But again, I think another fun fact. What's his name? Ian. What's his last name? I can't remember his last name. The guy who plays Palpatine. I remember he said in Star Wars Celebration, "Oh, don't count on me being in Obi-Wan." It was kind of cool seeing him make a brief appearance in the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show. But yeah, I think if there is going to be a season 2, the one thing I do hope is that Darth Vader and Obi-Wan don't fight again, because there's got to be kind of an importance with Obi-Wan and Vader meeting up again in A New Hope. And I feel like this fight was okay because they talk about they meet again or whatever, and now he's the master and he's no longer the Padawan, whatever he said. So if there's a season 2, what is your hope? What would you like to see out of this show if they go into a new season?
I really would like. I know that if they're going to make a season 2, I hate to say this, but I really wish it was just more Darth Vader hunting down other Jedis and make it a straight horror show.
I mean, here's the thing: we're seeing Hayden get more involved in Star Wars again. Who says they won't do another Darth Vader, just like a Darth Vader spinoff where it's just him hunting Jedi or something like that? Because there's again, sorry.
That's what I would prefer to see. Is just like Darth Vader doing what he was doing with Reva, just hunting down Jedi. Maybe a whole show about it where the bad guy wins. That would be very interesting.
That's what made Empire Strikes Back so magical. So do you even want a season 2 of Kenobi, or do you want them to just do something else?
I don't know that it's going to happen. They didn't really lead into it. They kind of left it in a place
it's
where
open-ended, but they could easily do a season 2.
I feel like I want to see something different. Like, I feel like I don't know how it can be interesting, to be honest with you.
Yeah, unless you bring up old friends like Ahsoka, Cad Bane, because Cad Bane's still alive during this period. But yeah, it's hard to see what it could have been like. But the Darth Vader show idea sounds like a really fun idea. So hopefully they do that.
I hope that, and maybe Obi-Wan can be involved with that. But I feel like there's a bunch of other Jedis out there that need to be stalked by Darth Vader, and maybe they could tell that story.
There you go. All right, it's time for the giveaway. What's the giveaway today, mobile gamer?
Oh, we're gonna give away Lola again. I really hope you liked this video today, because if you did, you're in luck. For every single person likes this video, you will get not only a blue-eyed Lola, you'll get a red-eyed Lola, because that way you can determine if she's good or bad. 8 stars, not a scam.
This is a scam. It was actually really cute seeing. I wasn't actually expecting. It was cute seeing Kenobi return Lola back over to Leia, and then it was really cool seeing Kenobi finally be able to give the ship over to Luke Skywalker and finally get to say the line "Hello there." So there was definitely some. What's that?
He gives away holsters. He gives away.
Yeah, right.
Droids. He gives away toys. I mean, he's like Santa Claus.
Yeah, yeah, kind of. He's the Santa Claus of Tatooine. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, Gungsters, hopefully you enjoyed at least hanging out with us, talking about Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi. If you guys enjoyed it, we would love to do this again for whatever the next thing might be, which it looks like it's going to be Bad Batch and Andor later on this year. So that'll be a little bit interesting. I'm looking forward to Bad Batch. I did enjoy Bad Batch quite a lot when it came out. So, all right, guys. Say bye to the mobile gamers. Say bye to me. Comment down below your favorite moment in Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And always remember that it's great to be in the Empire today.